Hello, Air Signs. This is May. Welcome to Always Worshipper. This is my brand new YouTube channel. Here I send messages to the collective. I'm a channeler basically and a messenger. So I take many things that I hear or I sense in the energy and I condense this in messages, supported normally with tarot and oracle cards, and I send them through the collective, both in English and Spanish, almost in a daily basis, to every one of my videos. In any of the short or long formats of these readings is intended to reach where it's meant to whenever it's meant to. Meaning that if you find me or if you see me like way in the future, but the information that I'm sharing here with you today, matches any situation you're having right now, or it resonates with you somehow, that's kind of the idea. Mm. Also, remember that these are general readings for the collective. In your case, for air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But I just like to remind you that these are general readings, as all tarot readers probably do, because maybe not all the messages will resonate with you, but maybe those messages that maybe are not working for you will help somebody else. So try to take what resonates and release the rest, okay? So hello air signs again. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, hello to all of you, especially Libras, because we are in our season and I'm a Libra too. Remember that if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is in either of those placements, this reading will be for you. This is the one for the month of October, and I do this in a monthly basis. Okay, I basically group the signs by elements, and I do a monthly reading of the like with this of this nature, basically. So remember that your sun sign is, well, where the sun was the day you were born, like the sign of your birthday, right? The moon sign is how you handle emotions and kind of the hidden parts of yourself. And the rising sign is how you show up to the world. Remember, so if your sun, moon, or rising is in any of the air signs, this reading will apply for you. Actually, I'm a Libra in my sun and my rising sign. Okay, just FYI. So, How do I do this? These readings are divided normally in three parts. I channel this based on the witch's pyramid, right? So remember that the witch's pyramid is an analogy that mixes the elements with sacred geometry to manifest. So this has a specific order, and again, I do this in a monthly basis. So I take the signs. The first one is earth, then there's fire, then there's us, air, and the last one is water. Remember that our element air is connected to the swords in tarot. It's related to communication, so and thought as well. Air signs, we tend to be really, intellectual. Sometimes we like to overthink things. It happens too. What else? So yeah, let's just continue with the reading. Remember that air, you can use air as an element in the witch's pyramid. The part of, that the correspondence to our element is to dare. Air, our element, is what moves us to dare to do something to bring our manifestations to reality, right? What else? It's related to communication as well, to the throat chakra. Actually, I have something blue here. You can use blue as reference when you're having maybe an important meeting or a trial, or I don't know, something that requires like open communication and clear communication, so you can find a really, no, I don't know, a good way to um, communicate your thoughts. Use blue as reference as well. And air, I mean, the swords in tarot are related to communication too. Mm, so let's go straight to the reading. I just wanted to highlight the ways for us maybe to connect to our element. So the reading is divided normally in three parts. The first one is I'm gonna here I have all the correspondences of air. This is an Argentinian oracle deck that I have that is called maybe basically it's called Spells Oracle deck. So I'm gonna take all the correspondences of air and I'm gonna spread them randomly. I'm gonna pick 3 cards for us, so we can find ways to connect with our element. Okay. Then we're gonna do some tarot reading, you know, general reading for the air signs for us to know maybe things that we may need to maybe know for the month of October. And uh, then I'm gonna take a few cards per sign so we can have a little, personal message for each sign. Okay. So let's get started right away. So here are my cards. I'm gonna spread them again randomly. These are correspondences all to air signs. These oracle deck is connected to all the elements. So I'm gonna take this one because it flipped. It's rosemary. As you can see, it's an Argentinian oracle, so it's written in Spanish, but I'm gonna translate for you, okay? I kindly ask you to be patient with me while I'm translating. Sometimes I get stuck in translation. I'm working on a file to have all these cards translated, so for next month, maybe you won't see me like stumble with translation, okay? But let's see. So, Spirit, what do we need to know for the air signs for the month of October? Hold on. I'm sorry. I had to sneeze. So, again, Spirit, what do we need to know for the air signs for the month of October? Okay, I'm sorry. I said I was gonna take 3, so this is I have 1, I have 2 already. And number 3. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna remove the rest because basically we're not gonna use them this time. Okay. In the bottom, there's the Ace of Swords, so I'm gonna take it because this is a repeat message that I've been getting to for both English and Spanish. Okay. So let's see. Mm, okay, we had. I mean, something that I maybe didn't tell you about this oracle is that this is a really eclectic one. So many of the cards that we get are connected to gods from different cultures, planets, the chakras. They can work with crystals, with tarot references. I mean, it's really eclectic, so I love it. I love it because we have many archetypes or many references to work with. In this case, for us, for the air signs. Okay, so let's get started right away. The first one is owl. You see over here. This is the first time we're getting this card, so I'm going to translate for you. So, owl. Sorry. Sorry. Owl. Um, Potentializes intellectual and practical spirit. Owls move through the world, bringing and carrying information. Its power is to take to other realms of reality all the thoughts that cause anxiety for us. You can summon it before you go to bed. Owl, owl. Okay, you can summon it before you go to bed. Owl, potent bird. Spread your wings and transmute or take, move all the mental noise to other realms of reality where they can be alchemized and transmuted for my peace and for my rest, to bring me clarity and temperance. You can be thankful or thank owl, the owl, while you use some essential oil of lavender essential oil, and put it in your pillow. This essence, flower essence of lavender can help you to have a better sleep, to rest more in while you're sleeping. So you can put a few drops of essential oil in your pillow to sleep better, basically. Okay, there we go. Oh, remember that I'm gonna take pictures of all these cards. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm catching a flu. But I'm gonna take pictures of all of these cards for you to have them. And I make a post in the channel, and then I take the link and I leave it here in the video description so you can take a look at the cards. These are written in Spanish, but if you have someone who can translate for you, or if you speak Spanish, this can work for you too. There, I mix the Spanish cards because I already recorded the Spanish reading a couple of days ago. Normally, I do both readings on the same day, but for some reason, I couldn't do them like the English reading that night because I had some issues with the Spanish reading too. So I took a couple of days, and now I'm recording the English reading. But again, I mix all the cards both in the English and Spanish communities. Maybe if any of the references, maybe for them work for you too. Okay, let's continue. The second one, we've already seen this one before. I think it's a common message in the collective that has to do with communication. Remember at the beginning in the reading, I was talking about communication with the correspondence of blue. But let's read this. This is basically a way to work with crystals, so you can have like empowerment in your voice somehow. So I'm gonna translate for you, okay? So, medicine with gems will be the translation of that to empower your voice. Um, Activated water with crystals to heal the throat chakra. For this spell, we use sodalite, a blue crystal that stimulates our vocal cords and drains all maybe confusing or intrusive thoughts. Place a medium-sized sodalite previously washed and sun-dried in a glass of water. Um, you can leave it there, like sink there for 2 hours. Then remove the crystal and take the activated water, filling and with the intention in your mind while you're drinking it, for it to clear your throat, for it to help you release all those confusing thoughts. I don't know if you hear sirens back, like in the bottom. I have a microphone, but I don't know if you can hear the sirens. In case that you do, these sirens tend to be confirmation. Normally, I get more sirens. I mean, it's kind of late and it's Sunday, so as I'm recording this, so not many cars will pass by. But when I get sirens normally, especially when I'm working with archangels, this is confirmation from them and actually a sign that we are being protected by archangels. I think it's an invitation for you to work with archangels as well. Remember that there's an archangel or an angel for each intention that you may have. As an example, patience. If you need to work on your patience, you can summon the archangel that matches that intention so they can help you, okay? Um, just FYI. Here I've worked with Archangel Michael mainly. Um, yeah, that's the main archangel that I normally work with, Archangel Michael. But I've summoned other archangels here with some of these rituals as well. But let's continue. I'm sorry. So, uh, again, you can place the soda light, leave it there like for 2 hours. Then you remove the crystal, drink the water with the intention for it to clear your throat, so you can communicate. My God, so you can communicate clearly in case that you have an important meeting or a presentation or a show. In case that you're a musician or something, this is general reading, but try to use it for you to communicate clearly in case that you need it. And remember that these like medicine with gems with crystals, you can do them almost in a daily basis if that's what you need. That depends on your needs as well. Okay, let's continue with rosemary. I think we got the card in Spanish, but I'm not sure because again I recorded the reading a couple of days ago. So rosemary, herb for concentrating or for concentration. Uh, okay, This is a rough translation, okay? Just FYI. But rosemary helps us to wait. Rosemary is one of those herbs that you can easily get, and it's a great ally for like working on your memory and your concentration. You can use it. You can like use it for like the tea leaves, right? For like rosemary tea leaves, and have a tea, or prepare a tea, drink some tea about it with it. I am sorry, drink some tea with it. Uh, it says here that it's better to use like the natural herbs. Maybe you can go to the market and buy them, and like fresh, like the fresh herb somehow. Um, and well, basically to prepare a tea with it. Or also you can use rosemary essential oil, maybe to rub it in your forehead, like over here, with little small circle movements with the essential oil. That can help you to energize your mind in case that maybe, I don't know, you're working on a thesis, and you need like to concentrate on that project for several hours. Or if you're working like really hard on a project, and you need, like, even though sometimes when we work so much on something we can be really really tired, but sometimes due to deadlines or whatever, we need to still to work on our project, or to study, or to do our thesis or whatever. So this rosemary can help you, um, especially with the essential oil, I would say. But if you would like to drink tea, I mean, and you get easy access to rosemary, like, you can go ahead and help, like, do this as well. Then let's go with the Ace of Swords. Okay, so again, the Ace of Swords, as all of the aces in tarot, is a new beginning, right? Aces normally symbolize. Sorry, just a moment. Sorry, catching a flu, so I need to clean my nose. So, uh, all as I was saying, all aces in tarot represent a new beginning. But this one specifically is the Ace of Swords can help us maybe to release uh, toxic thoughts, limiting beliefs, intrusive thoughts, right? I'm gonna read the ritual in a moment. But remember that the Ace of Swords symbolizes the truth as well. Swords symbolize thoughts. And normally, when I get the Ace of Swords, I always think about the truth. Remember that, people. The truth will always come out. Always. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you're trying to hide something, or how much someone is trying to hide something from you, or how shady someone's intentions are when it comes to something. There's maybe someone's intentions toward you are kind of shady, but remember that in the end everything comes to light sooner or late, right? So this may be a side message, maybe some truths are about to come out in relation to something that you're involved with, or maybe you need to speak your truth, right? Because remember that, I'm telling you this as someone you know who learned the lesson, because I used to be a liar sometimes. But I learned my lesson, and I started moving through a frequency of the truth, because again, the truth will always come out. So it's better not to tell lies and just be truthful. And when I say truthful, be careful not to be so truthful that you become blunt. I'm saying this as someone who's really blunt sometimes to say what I have to say. But we have to be careful not to hurt other people, right? But let's read the ritual to see what other messages can we get. So Ace of Swords, remember, minor arcana in tarot. It's a symbol to cut um, toxic thoughts or limiting beliefs. So write down the thought that you're trying to release. Maybe I can't, I'm unable to do this, I'm not enough, I don't know, whatever, you know, thought you have that you need to let go of that, or maybe a mindset that you need to change somehow. So And while you do it, while you're writing the thought or whatever you're trying to release, imagine a sword that is cutting through that. Like maybe if you imagine like a link, right? Like maybe a cord that is tying you to that thought, and then you can imagine the sword or visualize the sword cutting through that, to that cord. It's a way to release as well. Visualization can really help you in those scenarios. Okay. After you see how the thought or whatever you're trying to let go of is destroyed, you can say, so be it. And you can put the paper and leave it on the freezer. I was thinking about Friends when Joey puts the book in the freezer. But yeah, you put the thought, the little piece of paper with the thought that you were, imagining, put it in the freezer. Uh, so this basically will just continue energetically to remove the power that this thought may have over you if you put it in the freezer. But this is just a ritual over here. But yeah, I really like the part of the visualization, right? To let go or to like seeing the sword cutting through the link that you may have to this specific thought that you're trying to let go of. I really like that correspondence. Okay. Now that we were talking about swords, I was thinking earlier about archangels. I was thinking about Archangel Michael again. Remember that you can summon him for topics of communication. Now that I have here the blue correspondence in my ring, uh, there's a specific ritual in which you can take a piece of paper and you write the intention to summon Archangel Michael so he can help you to bring clarity for a throat chakra opening exercise, maybe. Or if you're trying to do some cutting, maybe to some energies or people around you that you need to let go of as well, you can summon Archangel Michael for cutting through that with his sword. Now that we are seeing the Ace of Swords over here, okay? So this is the first part. Thank you, and I hope the rituals can really help you to, I don't know, connect with our element. Um, and if you like what you're watching, you can always like, subscribe, leave a comment. You can follow me on Instagram, at Always Worshipper, or on TikTok, on my Oracle in TikTok. Instagram is more of my personal account. I always say this. I mean, there I post every now and then things about spirituality, but mainly I post pictures and things about my life. But in TikTok, there you will see basically these kind of readings, but in another format. I place them in TikTok, and I've been getting a lot of people have been receptive in this channel and there in TikTok as well. So if you can follow me, again, same name as the channel, I really appreciate it. Or any interactions over here, I really appreciate it as well. So let's move on to tarot. Okay. Okay. So spirit, what do we need? Sorry, I didn't like that. That spread. Let me shuffle it a little more. So okay. So spirit, what do we need to know for the air signs? Okay, integration. Well, this card has to do with the yin yang. You can see here the sun and the moon, right? So this is basically a representation of feminine and masculine energy. Maybe this is an invitation to balance both our feminine and masculine energies. Remember that we all of us have a more prominent manifestation of energy. In my case, I'm feminine. When I say feminine, remember energy, not gender. But all of us carry like both masculine and feminine energies within us. Maybe this is an invitation to balance your feminine and masculine energy. So going back to the yin yang reference, remember that inside of inside of all dark, there's a piece of light, like the little dot, you know, and inside of all the light, there's darkness too. This is a balance. Again, another invitation to balance energy. Remember that it's important not to be so like going within and going into the shadow side so much. I mean, we need to embrace our shadows and hug our shadows and do our shadow work, right? But we can't be, there's not, they can't be one without the other. If I place that card over here on top of my face or my skin, you see that it creates a shadow. Shadows are always there. So it's important to take a look at them and embrace them and show them love. But we can't stay in the shadow side for so long because, this can affect our psyche as well. But we can't be like beings of light all the time. It requires balance, right? And also another message that I'm getting with this card, do you see like the feminine over here and this tiger? She's holding its paw, and she's holding its mouth as well, like placing her hand in its mouth. But the beast or the tiger isn't biting her. So this always reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast. So maybe there's something relevant. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on with my speech today. But there's maybe something relevant, right, about the Beauty and the Beast. Remember that in the movie, the beauty or the feminine was so herself and she was so authentic that she made the beast fall in love with her, right? But again, it's not like she made the beast like in a toxic, manipulative way. No, she just made the beast fall in love with her because she was herself, and that's the best way we can make someone fall in love with us, right? Just by being ourselves. So I think there's something relevant about the Beauty and the Beast here. Let's continue. Okay. Okay, let's talk about this chick. I was checking the bottom of my deck. Here's the King of Swords, and here's the Ace of Swords. I think this is a relevant message for the air signs in the English community because we got the Ace of Swords in the Argentinian oracle earlier, and we also got the Ace of Swords over here in the tarot. So let's get started with this, and I'll talk about the King of Swords in a moment. Okay? Sorry, people. I'm just let's go. So remember, the Ace of Swords, it's related to intrusive thoughts, limiting beliefs, maybe it's a need to let go of a mindset that is holding you back or it's affecting your manifestations in case that you're looking forward to manifest something. There are sirens in the background as well in case you're hearing them. Just this is confirmation, FYI. But yeah, also remember that the thing about the truth that I was speaking about earlier. People, everything comes to light, and the truth will always come out. Sometimes it can take days or months or even years, but the truth will always come out. So it's important to move through a frequency of the truth, to tell the truth. And sometimes people don't like to hear the truth. Listen, I'm telling you that this is oh my God. I'm telling you this as someone who tends to tell the truth a lot. People don't like to hear the truth sometimes, and to be honest, I sometimes I get into trouble because I like to tell the truth, and people don't like to hear it sometimes. But it's important. It's important to live in your truth, and if you have a truth like inside of you, like let it out because these things stay in your heart or in your throat in case that you will start to have maybe blockages in your throat chakra because you're holding back so much and you're not speaking your truth maybe. And I'm not judging you, I'm just saying because this is what's coming up in the energy too. But yeah, I mean, maybe the truth about something that you've been waiting for or that you may not even know about is gonna surprise you and you're gonna know the truth about something. So this is the Ace of Swords, okay? Let's talk about the King of Swords. A lot of air energy because I mean, come on, it's our signs. It's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, so it's fine. This is a masculine energy who's really smart. This can be someone who maybe is really detached. Someone who, if someone if he or this masculine energy, remember that this is energy, not gender. If this masculine energy needs to make a choice between mind and heart, he will probably go with the mind, right? And ignore his heart, you know. And conflicts between mind and heart is something that I've been channeling lately a lot in the English community. So it's fine. I mean, I get it. But this is our signs, okay? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, a masculine representation of thought, basically. Again, someone really smart, someone really detached, someone who maybe even at some point represses his emotions and is really calm and collected. Do you see him in the card? Like he seems really, chill, like nothing's going on. Maybe this is a masculine, take it if it resonates. If it resonates for you, this is a masculine probably who is hiding emotions. Um, a month ago, almost 2 months ago, I did a reading called "A Love as Deep as the Ocean." I always leave like cross reference to other readings. I'm gonna leave that reading over here in this, in the description of the video in case that you want to watch it. Honestly, that was one of the best readings I've made. And in that reading, well, basically, I was channeling the message of ocean deep love, like something hidden beneath the surface, right? Remember that oceans are like the largest manifestation of love. Sorry, of emotions of water, because water in tarot is represented by cups and symbolizes emotions. So again, maybe this King of Swords emotional side is hidden or he's holding back. So all of these emotions are beneath the surface. And in some cases, this is a general reading, but in some cases, this is like an ocean deep love that maybe this King of Swords is hiding. Just FYI, take it if it resonates. Maybe the truth that will come out can be related to, the King of Swords. But again, take it if it resonates. This is a general reading. Let's continue. I hear a lot of sirens. I don't know if something happened out there. I mean, again, it's Sunday and it's kind of late, but whatever. Okay. Okay, let's go with the High Priestess. The High Priestess is in the reverse. This is something really common that I'm getting in the collecting. I'm gonna take back the King of Swords. I'm talking specifically about a masculine energy, but feminines take the message if it resonates with you too. Remember that this is general reading, and I'm saying this as a feminine who is an earth sign as well. Some of the messages that I get here, I take them from my life as well because I learn a lot from this. I sorry, it's just the sirens that are distracting me. I take a lot of these messages for myself too. Okay, so take it if it resonates. But in this case, I bring back the King of Swords because this is a message that I've been getting a lot in both communities in Spanish and English. But in the case of us, I mean, it's our elements. Like air is our element, these are signs, and the it's really connected to the High Priestess in the reverse. This is an invitation to work in our intuition. I've been saying this a lot here. Remember that in specific cases, intuition can save your life. So it's important to train and to listen to our intuition. Remember earlier that I was saying that the King of Swords is someone who is really smart and really oriented to thought. If they have a conflict, maybe between mind and heart, he will go with the mind. So I mean, this is a really logical energy. And I'm saying this as someone who is logical as well sometimes. But we need to find that balance between our logic and our intuition. Because again, it's in specific situations in which the logical part of our brain cannot react for some reason, intuition comes in. And if we don't have it trained, I mean, it's gonna be a mess. So try to work in your intuition, okay? Do you see the pillars over here? Here and here? Remember that I always bring the example of a house. Like it, for us to build a house or a building or whatever we're trying to build, it this structure really needs to have a good underground basis, so the house or the building doesn't fall in the first earthquake. Maybe if you're working on a project, this is also an invitation to work on the underground basis of that project. So it's a solid project, and normally we'll have like adjustments and things that we need to address, but this maybe is an invitation to take a look and adjust the gears somehow to your project if you're working on a project, so it's solid and it doesn't crumble like in the first challenge maybe. Okay, let's continue with the seas of the seas. I always say the seas. Sorry, it's just my accent, I'm Colombian. But let's continue. So the Six of Swords, um do you see her here with with the scales, and do you see here like she's dropping some pentacles into someone else's hand? So this is an invitation, or maybe it's more than invitation. I believe that's the state. Many of you that you're trying to balance your finances, or you have already worked in your finances so much that you are really balanced financially speaking. But remember that this can also talk about contribution, right? Sometimes we focus so much on manifestation, like to receive. I mean, and it's good. I mean, we always need to manifest, and or we when we work in manifestation, we manifest from a place of love and everything. But like to receive abundance, health, love, whatever you're trying to manifest. But in this case, we're talking about financial abundance, right? But we forget that to receive, we need to find ways to contribute and to give back. So basically, this card talks about charity work. And I'm channeling specifically charity work because it's a sorry. This is a constant message that we get, but charity, I mean, if charity is in your thing, or you don't have like a specific charity work that you want to work on, you can always find smaller yet, other ways to contribute with someone around you that probably is going through a hard time, and you can find ways to help them. Or maybe there's someone on the street that hasn't eaten anything for days, and you have some extra food and you can give them that food. Or if there's an animal out there who is really thirsty and you have some extra water, it's a really sunny day, you can help them somehow. Those are ways to contribute. So we can cooperate somehow and help other beings like on earth somehow, but we also can give back so we can receive. Okay? Let's talk about the Eight of Wands. This is sort of the minor arcana when it comes to patience. Okay? Uh, Maybe this is an invitation to question your patience. In the major arcana, there's Temperance, number 14, Sagittarius energy, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. But in this case, maybe there are some things that we need to be patient about, or that we're being patient with, because this is a general reading. In this case, I'm just channeling this as the patience card, so this can mean a lot of things. But take it as it resonates. Maybe for you, this may be an invitation to question the attitude that you have while you're waiting for something. That's what patience means. Like, not to wait, or not the wait itself, but what are you doing, or how are you feeling, or like what's your attitude like in the presence of that delay. As an example, if you're thinking about something that is delayed, how are you reacting to that delay, right? Because the more we move through a frequency of anxiety, this came up in the app, right? So maybe that's not the case, but I'm just channeling the messages in case that for someone out there it applies. Okay, uh, if we move through a frequency of like anxiety over delays, this can delay our manifestations even more. So try to be careful with, how you move, or what's your attitude while you're waiting for something. Okay, I'm gonna take two more. And I'm gonna take these two because these are at the bottom of the deck. Oh my god. I don't know if you saw it, but I picked up my deck and there were two cards laying here. So I'm gonna take. I said I was gonna take these two cards, so I'm gonna take these two. And I was just talking about temperance. Do you see? Here it is. He's a card. So I mean, some you can't make these things up. So maybe this is an invitation for us, for air signs, to be more patient and to question the attitude we have while we are waiting for something. Again, this can be anything. This is a general reading, right? But this can be the love of your life. This can be some money in your bank account. This can be maybe a shipment that has to come to your house and is delayed for some reason. So I know that in some situations it's complicated to be patient, but it's important because again, if we move through a frequency of anxiety over delays, is gonna there's gonna cause more delays. It's gonna be like a vicious cycle thing. So try to be patient, okay? And let's go about the tower. I want to take this back because I think it's related to the tower, but I'll bring it back in a moment. So tower number 16 can be significant. For some reason, for some of you, I don't know. Um, do you see people here like this? There's this lightning. I'm sorry, guys. Just I don't know what's going on with my speech today. So okay, the tower. Do you see here the lightning striking, like hitting the tower, and people are falling, and there's fire and everything? Tower moments can really shake us up to the core. It can really complicate our life somehow. Those same moments are necessary sometimes because sometimes we as human beings create consciously or subconsciously create comfort zones. And maybe this is an invitation from the universe to shake you up, right? To make you uncomfortable somehow so you can leave that comfort zone and move through like a whole other process or a situation or a person or whatever. This is general reading. But these moments redirect us where we need to go. Because again, sometimes we get things when things become familiar, they get so comfortable, and it's like I don't want to leave. But there are some moments or situations that, as we go through our life and we go through our spiritual path and stuff, for people who work in spirituality too and stuff, that we outgrow certain situations. So tower or tower moments are there precisely to shake us up and send us where we need to go. And if you're going through a moment of this, maybe patience is required with the temperance card, right? Remember that you always have divine support, like your angels. I don't know if you hear the silence, but there are silence right now in the background. Like angels, archangels, God, the universe, divine, feminine and masculine archetypes, like gods and goddesses, whatever you believe in. I always say this: as long as it works for you and it makes you be like it gets you to be a better person for this society, I mean, like, good for you. But the invitation is, maybe if you're having issues with your patients, connect to your divine forces. In the case of the archetypes that I know, I work a lot with Egyptian archetypes. You can summon Horus as an example, like for patients issues. But connect to the divine forces that you need to work on. Earlier, I was talking about maybe to connect with the archangel that matches patience if you're trying to work with that intention. I don't know exactly which archangel works with patience. I'm not an expert in that topic. But I mean, you can find a lot of information about it on the internet, okay? If that's something that you may require for some reason. Um, yeah, connect to those divine forces and question the attitude you have while you're waiting for something. And if you're going through a tower moment, be patient and trust that you are being redirected where you're supposed to go. Okay, let's go with the readings for signs. So okay, I'm gonna take this. This is the lovers, but I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna take this one. Sorry, people. This is the Magician. In the reverse, this can talk about manifestation. Remember that earlier I was talking about manifestation, that we manifest, we focus so much on manifest to receive that we forget to give back. But this specifically is related to the intentions behind your manifestation. Okay. This can also talk about, since the magician is in the reverse, you see, this can maybe talk about manipulative people who are around you. So you need to be careful and start to discern who these people are in case that you don't know. And in case that you do, like, be careful, okay? Maybe with the information you share, or maybe with how much access do they have to your personal life. This is another invitation from that. But remember the thing about manifestation. We always manifest from a place of love. We always manifest for abundance, for health, for good things for us, but not only for us, but for all beings on earth, for the earth itself, right? We never manifest from places to hurt other people or animals, whatever. We don't do that here, okay? Be careful with the amount of karma that is connected to that. So yeah, okay, side message. But I'm gonna move on to the sign, like to the signs. Okay. So let's get started with Aquarius first. So Spirit, what do we need to know for Aquarius this evening? What's up with them? What do we need to know? Ooh. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's get started with the five of swords. Do you see people here? All the people here just hitting each other with wands. This can talk about conflict, internal conflict, maybe. But I mean, this is involving people. So maybe there's a situation, maybe at work or maybe in love. This is general reading, when there's conflict around you. Um, my recommendation is not to engage if it's possible. I mean, there's no need to fight, right? And here in Colombia and in Spanish, we have a saying that is para pelear se necesitan dos. That means, like, to fight or to start a fight, there's two people required or more. So sometimes it's just better to step away from the situation of conflict, right? Um, but, or I mean, this is general, and if you want to start a fight, I mean, that's a whole other thing. That's, I don't judge here, it's fine. But this is my recommendation. Maybe there are situations of conflict around you, so you need to be careful with that. Number 56 can be significant because we also got the Six of Swords. But I'm going to talk about it in a moment, because we also had the Eight of Pentacles. Do you see her carving the pentacle? Maybe this can talk about, this is the artisan card. So maybe you're working on a work of art, like a new project, something that involves art for you. Or if art doesn't resonate with you, maybe this is a project that maybe is connected to your mission or what you love to do, and you're working hard on that project, right? Remember that even sometimes we get impatient. Now that we were talking about earlier with the patience card, I think this may be related for like, oh my god, I believe that this could be relevant for Aquarius. Um, Sometimes we get frustrated when we have a project or something that really moves our soul that we're working on, but we don't see as many results as maybe we would want to. But this is an invitation to be patient, because remember that all the hard work that you put into something will always have a compensation for you. Maybe not now or not tomorrow, but and I know that saying someday can be discouraging for some people, but someday can be any day. Someday can be tomorrow. Someday can be like in the next 2 or 3 months. I don't know. This is general, but yeah, keep on working on your dreams and on your projects, because sooner or later you will find the compensation, and you will like receive like all the wonderful things after you put so much work into something. But let's talk about this. So maybe again, going back to the conflict thing, maybe there's a conflict around you. This is a general thing, so take it as it resonates. But the Six of Swords can talk about victory. Do you see her like crowd surfing over here with the crown and the rose, and she's all happy and victorious? This can talk about victory. So if there's a situation of conflict for you, uh, you need to trust that this situation will be resolved, and you will come out victorious out of this, but not only for you but for the other people around you, or someone, in case that you're having a conflict with someone. It's important to understand that we need to manifest for us, but also, again, going back to the magician, not to hurt other people, right? But the situation that you're going through will be resolved, and you will be victorious in the end. Let's continue with I'm sorry. Let's continue with Virgo. Virgo. We're talking about air signs. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's continue with Gemini. Sorry. So, okay. Okay, we got many reversals for you. But remember that, I mean, reversed meaning or upright meaning, these are just messages. So don't be scared. And well, let's see where the cards lead us, basically. Mm, okay, let's get started with this. This is the Ten of Wands. Do you see? I'm gonna put it in the upright for you to see it. Okay. Do you see this masculine over here? But he is just carrying with a lot. This card can talk about success. I mean, after maybe a journey of action, maybe you're working on your projects or anything you're working on right now, you have in mind. This can talk about success. It's a good card. But this can also, and remember that success comes with responsibility. Sometimes with too many responsibilities, like so much that we can handle like fully. So this is an invitation to delegate, to ask for help. As an example, if it's at work, or maybe if it's in a connection, like to talk and communicate your truth. Earlier we were seeing the Ace of Swords, right? Twice, because I have it over here in the other. Let me find it. There we go. Right? So, Gemini, if you have a situation maybe at work or with a connection where you need to speak your truth, right? It's important to communicate those things like, hey, I'm feeling stuck in here, or hey, I'm feeling like I have too much on my plate. I need help. I need like someone to help me. I need to delegate this because I can't do it all. This is an invitation to maybe speak your truth about it and find ways to negotiate those responsibilities and split them somehow. Okay, let's talk about the Ace of Swords. The Ace, the Eight. Let's talk about the Eight of Swords. Do you see her here? She's trapped. You know, like fully, she can move. Um, and she's blindfolded too. It's gonna talk about anguish. Maybe you were going through Gemini. You were going through a situation that caused anguish in your life. But this is in the reverse, so it's like leaving that situation behind. Take it if it resonates, okay? And sending love. Let's talk about this two. This is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups and the Four of Cups. So a lot of water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Maybe you're connecting to a water sign. This is general reading, but take it if it resonates. Do you see the children over here, and the little boy is giving flowers to a little girl? And do you see here this person like contemplating? This may be general. This is general, but I'm channeling maybe someone who's going through a contemplation state about a soulmate connection, because these can talk about inner child connection as well. Maybe there are some needs to heal our inner child or to connect to our inner child somehow. Take it if it resonates. But this can talk about a past life self connection. So maybe there's someone who's going through a contemplation state, but also kind of like going to do the end of that contemplation state, if it resonates or if you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, this is maybe someone who has gone within to contemplate about a soulmate connection. But remember, that when we go through these states, do you see here the person contemplating in the cup, like being held by the divine, but the person is ignoring it? That can be related to this. So for someone maybe out there, they are going within so much that they are letting go, or they are ignoring a soulmate connection or a cup from the divine. So it's important to, again, earlier we were talking about balancing our feminine and masculine energy and connecting like through the dark and our shadow, like to our light and our shadow side, like with this card. We cannot sink or go so much within, like in the shadows, because we can miss blessings in our lives, like like the one, if you're searching for the one, or if you already are in that person's life. It's like, maybe you're leaving them behind or ignoring them somehow, and I'm not judging you. If it's not you, maybe this is someone who you're connecting with. Okay, take it as it resonates, but that's kind of the feeling. Contemplation and, isolation to grow spiritually is important, but also, I mean, it's important to also like live your life and not let go or forget about, like the one, because in that case the one can become the one who got away. Okay, let's close the reading with like our signs with Libra. Happy birthday, guys. i I mean, I can't get enough, it's our season. Okay. So let's, ooh, okay, let's go with Libra. So spirit, what do we need to know for Libras this evening? Okay, we got 4 cards. I'm gonna take it. Sorry, sorry. Okay, interesting. We got the other part of the integration. These are 2 cards. You see it over here. So for Libra, maybe there's a lot of relevance when it comes to the Beauty and the Beast, with the dragon and with the tiger, but it's kind of the same dynamic. This is like a deep invitation for us, for Libras, to balance our feminine and masculine energy, right? To understand our shadow and our light side, right? Like there's no light without the shadow, right? So it's important to balance. Take it off, take it as it resonates, right? Like maybe, balancing your feminine and masculine energy, right? Or maybe balancing your shadow side and your light side. Or maybe again talking about the Beauty and the Beast. I think it's relevant for us. Like maybe there's a Beauty and the Beast dynamic over there. Remember that, again, as I said before, the easiest and the most beautiful way you can make someone fall in love with you is just by being yourself. I mean, you don't have to pretend to be anybody else to, you know, to keep someone. If you need to pretend to keep someone, you're trying to cling onto something that probably isn't for you. So just be yourself. And maybe you have a beast out there who is just so in love with you they can't do anything about it. I'm just saying. Let's continue with these 3. So we got 2 masculine energies. Remember, when I say masculine energy, it's not gender, but I'm gonna read it in different ways. So in case that you're a feminine, this can be 2 masculines you're connecting with. This is the Knight of, like, the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, I was thinking in Spanish. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of, sorry, the Page. This is a Knight and this is a Page. The Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. So feminines. If you're connecting with 2 masculines, this is probably it. This is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is someone who's really oriented to finances. Do you see him like holding money over here and cleaning the horse somehow? This is maybe someone who's taking care of their business or their, finances. Side note, masculines, you can identify yourself with both messages, or you can be any of the masculines over here that I'm speaking about. But I was channeling for the feminines because there may be a choice from a feminine between 2 masculines in that department. But if you're the masculine, I mean, remember that all of these aspects can apply to you as well because you are the masculine energy, okay? But maybe this is someone who is saving more, investing more, finding ways to work on their finances. Okay, so take it if it resonates. And let's talk about the page of swords. Um, do you see this little guy, maybe confused with a lot of thoughts and doubt, maybe? Uh, he's looking at the sword. Remember that sword? This is our energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. He's kind of, I think this is someone who is doubting about something or thinking a lot. Maybe there's overthinking over there. But the message of this card is that in spite of all the doubts that we may have, as an example, in a project or, you know, a dream that you're trying to work on or whatever, this is general reading. But in spite of all the doubt, we need to find strength and be brave and take action. This is general reading. If we're talking about love, this can be maybe someone who's thinking about starting a connection or thinking about taking a next step in a connection. This is a general thing, but there's doubts. But remember that doubts cannot stop us because I mean everybody's got their own fears. We all do. But remember that being brave or being courageous is not having fear because all of us have fear somehow. The truly brave or courageous person is the one who acts in spite of fear. So take it as it resonates. If it's love, I mean asking someone out or moving a connection like forward in a step forward, or if this is a project like starting a new project or going on like continuing with the project in spite of many setbacks around you, maybe. I mean, if we don't take action and if we let our fear take over, we will stay in our comfort zones. And maybe there's a tower out there, talking about the tower that we talked about earlier. Maybe there's a tower that needs to fall, and maybe this page of swords is having doubts about this tower moment. Sometimes we need to let the tower fall because, again, those moments send us where we're supposed to go. But as always, this is a matter of free choice, of free will, right? Talking about love, okay? Just saying. I mean, there's always free will, right? You can choose not to. I mean, you can choose to not ask someone out that you really care about, or maybe you can choose not to go with the project that you're working on, right? And there's a matter of free will, and nobody will judge you if you take like a step back and say, "No, I'm not gonna do this." Fear can be fuel for you, but don't let fear take over. Okay, and let's close the reading with this one for Libras, the Ace of Wands. This is fire energy, but this is a new beginning. Talking about this, maybe there's a new beginning that's maybe being held back because of fear. This can be love, this can be, money, this can be anything. This is general reading, you need to take it as it resonates. But again, fear can be fuel for a new beginning if you know how to control it. But don't let fear control you, because if so, you're gonna stay in a comfort zone and life will pass you by. And I'm not judging, okay? I'm just saying it's important to be courageous and fearless to achieve our goals, to get the one we want, to to achieve things or to get things in life. Take it as it resonates, okay? So, people, thanks for watching. At Always Worshiper, I like, a comment, a subscription. I thank you so much, and I really appreciate it a lot. You can follow me on Instagram at Always Worshiper, or in my TikTok in my TikTok article there. Um, I really recommend you like the TikTok article because it literally my account works as an article. If you go to my account in TikTok, you will see that there's a bunch of pictures, like random pictures with a little flag of Spain in the case of Spanish readings, and the US in English readings. So you can, and then you have no more information. So if you open any of my posts, you will get a message. Okay. So thank you so much for the support that we're getting too, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Bye.